Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I'm covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. Gunners, how are we feeling today? Are you prepared for your daily dose of Ivan Toney and Douglas Luiz rumors? Nah, I'm kidding. We are not going to talk about those two today. Today we are going to talk about some other players that have been linked with Arsenal in the past 24 hours. But before we start, if you haven't already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Okay, let's get into it. Marquinhos could see his spell in France come to premature end after playing only 149 minutes so far this season. The forgotten Arsenal man was loaned out to FC Nantes in the summer window with hope that he will assert himself in France and to collect some valuable experience. But the Brazil U23 international has only been handed one start to date. Marquinhos, signed by the Gunners in the summer of 2022 on a long-term contract, could now be set to return to the Emirates early, according to L'Equipe. The Brazilian signed for Arsenal in the summer of 2022 and he spent second half of the last season on loan at Norwich. This is not confirmed, but it's rumored that the reason behind this loan collapsing is that Nantes are not happy at all with Marquinhos and his performances, and they are willing to quit the contract and let him return to North London. We don't know if that's the truth, but what we do know is that this Marquinhos deal is looking more and more shady every single day. I mean, he was Edu Gaspar signing, we paid £3 million to Sao Paulo for him, and Edu probably hoped that he could potentially develop into another Gabriel Martinelli. But judging by the current situation, a year and a half later, yeah, I don't think that will happen. He's still young though, he's still only, what, 20 years old, 21? So, who knows what can happen in the future. But honestly, I just don't think that he will ever become an Arsenal material, quality-wise. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him going back to some South American club on loan next. Because he's obviously still not ready for European football. I mean, no offense to him, but that's just how I see it. I didn't watch him a lot when he was on loan at Norwich last season. But I was reading some of the comments from their fans after the loan deal ended. And wow, let me tell you, they weren't really sad when he left. Let's just put it that way. Lots of negative comments, etc., but I don't want to get into that. So to bring this story to an end, Marquinhos will probably return to Arsenal this month, and let's just wait and see what is Edu Gaspar planning to do with him next. According to the Times, Mikel Arteta ideally wants to bring in 3 new signings in this January transfer window. According to report, Arteta is keen to bolster his side with January reinforcements, and a new forward is one of 3 areas he wants to address. But any move for a new striker is also dependent on selling Eddie Nketiah. Although the forward is well liked by Arteta, the club are prepared to cash in if they receive a good offer this month. In addition to a new forward, Arteta also wants to sign a fullback and a holding midfielder. Though again, those plans could be hampered by financial constraints. Right winger is also reportedly on the list, though it is felt that that can wait until the summer. So basically everything that we've been talking about. If there's any truth in this report, I completely agree. We need 3 new players this January if we want to be considered a serious contender in the Premier League and to push for the Champions League. Yes, 3 players, not just a new midfielder or just a striker. Because that's not enough. That's not good enough if we want to be considered a serious club with serious ambition. Our midfield is in complete crisis, so we definitely need to bring in another top quality, ready to jump from the goal midfielder, which we could pair with Declan Rice. I'm tired of all these Thomas Partey rumors, that he is feeling better, that he is back in full training, that he is ready to play, that he'll be in our starting lineup next game, blah blah blah. Bear in mind, Ghana's boss, Chris Hughton, recently said that he didn't call him for the AFCON because he is recovering from a biggest injury in his career. So there's definitely something serious going on here. And I don't want to see us rely on Partey as our first choice midfielder alongside Rice for the rest of the season. We need a striker, obviously. Gabriel Jesus is great, but he doesn't score goals. And if I read one more analysis on Twitter or Facebook how our fans don't understand Gabriel Jesus, he doesn't need to score goals. He's a modern striker with different qualities. Goals are not important. I swear, if I read one more analysis like that, I'm gonna lose my shit. And of course, our defense is in complete shambles. We don't have any options. And I'm not even joking, like literally, we don't have any options on our bench. Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes and Jakub Kiwior are only available defenders at the moment. God forbid, I don't even want to think about it. What would happen if one of them gets injured? So I really hope there's some truth in this report, and that Edu Gaspar and Mikel Arteta are working on bringing 3 new players as quickly as possible. I don't want to see some panic last-minute signings. We need reinforcements now. Edu, get it done. Arsenal are reportedly exploring a deal to sign Santos forward Marcos Leonardo. The 20-year-old is attracting interest from European clubs, and South American football expert Tim Enquiries says the Gunners are in the mix. Speaking to Sky Sports, Tim Enquiries said, "One I'm being told Arsenal are looking at is Santos striker Marcos Leonardo. He had a very good Under-20 World Cup a few months back. Santos have just been relegated. What's interesting about him is that they'd have been relegated much sooner had it not been for his goals. He's been scoring goals in a losing cause. He's another one who is very raw, and he is a penalty area operator. Not a target man operator, but a bit like Romario. He's very good in restricted space and doesn't offer you a great deal outside the penalty area. His link-up play still leaves a lot to be desired, but it could be interesting for Arsenal because his skill set could fit in with the other forwards they have. There will be competition for him from others. Benfica are getting very interested as well." Listen, of all the links connecting Arsenal to other strikers this January, I think this is probably the most realistic one. We all know Edu Gaspar created a good scouting network in Brazil. We are constantly connected to some new Brazilian wonder kid every single transfer window, and I wouldn't be surprised to see us actually try and bring Marcos Leonardo to the Emirates this winter. So, who is Marcos Leonardo? He is a 20-year-old Brazilian striker who currently plays for Santos in Brazil. During his 4-year spell with Santos, he made 146 appearances for the club in all competitions, scoring 44 goals and providing 11 assists. It's worth mentioning that most of those goals came during the last season, where he scored 21 goals in 49 games for Santos in 2023. Listen, from what I've been reading about him so far, there have been nothing but praise for the guy, and some Brazilian journalists also gave him the nickname the next Neymar. But yeah, let's just wait and see. Let's not push it. According to the report from The Sun, Arsenal will have to pay Santos £17 million to sign the Brazilian, if they want to bring him to the Emirates in January. I don't know what to think about this deal if it turns out to be true. I mean, great, but for £17 million, it's not a small amount. I don't think we are going to pay that kind of money only to send him on loan after loan after loan. If we spend that type of money on a player, I expect us to use him and include that player in our squad immediately. We already talked about this, what we need right now, if we want to be competitive right now. And that's another striker alongside Gabriel Jesus, who is more of a classical 9, a player who can create chances on his own, who can take a shot from some impossible angle, who can be a strong physical presence in the opponent's box, a player who can kick his way to the goal. Let's put it that way, if you get what I'm saying. And look, with the crazy price tags that clubs are currently putting on their players and our problems with the financial fair play, I wouldn't be surprised at all if in the end we decide to take the cheaper option and sign Marcos Leonardo or some other wonder kid. But let's wait and see what will happen in the upcoming days. So what are your thoughts on this potential deal? Would you like to see Marcos Leonardo at Arsenal? Write down in the comments. And finally, here are some interesting events that happened throughout the history of Arsenal on this day. In 1934, despite feeling unwell, Herbert Chapman went to watch the Arsenal A team. Chapman was warned to take it easy, but he refused, and tragically died from pneumonia on January 6th, aged 55. In 1992, Arsenal suffered one of their worst FA Cup humblings, after losing 2-1 away at Wrexham. And in 2011, Aaron Ramsey's loan with Nottingham Forest, which aimed to help him recover after his horrific leg injury, was completed successfully and he returned to Arsenal. And that's it for today's video. So Gunners, thank you for watching, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Once again, thank you for joining in and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.